Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the takeaways from the direct income transfer schemes of different state governments. In a few previous lectures we have discussed about various schemes like Rythu Bandhu in Telangana, KALIA scheme in Orissa, etc. So we will see what are the takeaways from such type of direct income transfer schemes that different state governments have adopted and how it will provide a model for the union government. Now first let us analyze what is the current affair. The union government plans to introduce unconditional direct income transfer to farmers based on few state government schemes. So this is the current affair. We shall analyze this first. First, union government. Second term here is unconditional direct income transfer. Third one is farmers or the agricultural sector. And fourth one is state government schemes. So these four are the important terms here. The first one, union government. As we all know, agriculture is a state subject and it is state's jurisdiction in order to frame policies for agricultural related issues. Now, the union government is planning to introduce an unconditional direct income transfer scheme. So here unconditional means that it is based on no conditions or there is no conditions for availing the benefits of this direct income transfer. So this is direct income transfer, therefore the benefit will be directly reaching the farmer. There will be no intermediary. For example, in case of electricity subsidy, the state government distributes electricity to the agricultural sector free of cost or for subsidized rates, and this is done through the discoms or distribution companies. But in case of direct income transfer, there will be no intermediary. So government will be transferring the benefit or the income to the farmer directly. And now the proposal or the plan of the union government to introduce an unconditional direct income transfer is based on a few state government initiatives or schemes. We have seen the example of Rythu Bandhu in the state of Telangana. Also, another example is the KALIA scheme in Orissa. I have made lectures on both this Rythu Bandhu scheme and also the KALIA scheme. You can find them on the StudyIQ channel. So, you can get more details of both the schemes on the StudyIQ channel. These both are direct income transfer schemes adopted by different state governments. Rythu Bandhu in Telangana and KALIA scheme is adopted by Odisha state government. Both this aims to support the farmers or the agricultural sector in the state to avail the benefits of direct income transfer. So this is the current affair, and based on this, let us analyze what were the takeaways or what were the positive outcomes of such type of direct income transfers adopted by different state governments. Now, let us first analyze a few good examples or some of the best performing state-wise direct income transfer schemes. The first one is Rythu Bandhu scheme, which was implemented by the state government of Telangana. So this Rythu Bandhu scheme is also known as Farmers Investment Support Scheme or the FISS. This is Farmers Investment Support Scheme. And from the name itself, it is clear that this scheme provides investment support to the farmers. So, what is the kind of investment that a farmer or an agricultural sector will undertake? This will be investment in the form of seeds, pesticides, fertilizers, equipments, etc. So, such type of farmers or agricultural investment would be supported by the state government for 2 crops a year, and this scheme is called Rythu Bandhu scheme. And under the scheme, government is providing the farmers with around rupees 4,000 per acre per season to support the farm investment. So, farmers will avail this benefit for 2 times in a year. That is for 2 cropping seasons. So, 4,000 per acre per season, and this money can be utilized by the farmers to make investments in their farm in the form of purchasing the seeds, purchasing the fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation purposes, etc. And this will be provided in both the seasons. So, one is for the Kharif season and the second one is for the Rabi season. And this is a direct farmer investment support scheme, and here cash is paid directly to the farmer. And this is also an unconditional scheme. In the beginning itself, we have seen that government is also planning, that is the union government is also planning to launch an unconditional scheme. So what makes it an unconditional scheme? Firstly, it becomes unconditional because the Rythu Bandhu scheme can be availed by any farmers irrespective of the land they hold. That means there is no cap on the acres of land. Even if a farmer holds 1 acre or 100 acres, this facility can be availed by the farmer. And according to the scheme, most of the farmers are small farmers and marginal farmers. And another feature of the scheme is that tenant farmers are excluded from the scheme in order to prevent legal disputes arising out of tenancy. So we will discuss this feature in detail when we learn about the shortcomings of the scheme. Because in India, most of the farmers are tenant farmers, and therefore excluding the tenant farmers will be a serious consequence or a shortcoming of the scheme. So we will come to it later. Now coming to the second scheme, that is KALIA scheme, and this has been implemented by the Odisha state government. KALIA stands for Krishak Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation. So under the KALIA scheme, the government aims to empower the small and marginal farmers, and landless farmers are also included here. But in case of Rythu Bandhu in Telangana, landless farmers or the tenants are excluded. So you can make a comparison as well. For example, a question is asked in the UPSC Mains examination in order to evaluate or in order to comment on the direct income transfer. So you can give these two examples and you can even compare both the schemes. One is Rythu Bandhu scheme and the second one is KALIA scheme. So unlike the Rythu Bandhu scheme, in the KALIA scheme, even the landless farmers are included. And this will cover around 92% of the cultivators in the state of Odisha. And according to the KALIA scheme, an amount of rupees 10,000 per family is given by the government, and that is divided in 2 seasons, 5,000 each for Kharif season and 5,000 again for Rabi season. And this financial assistance will be provided in order to take up cultivation or to take up the livelihood activities of the farmers. Now, this scheme also has a component for livelihood support for landless households. Even though it's a general unconditional scheme, this scheme will especially help or benefit the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe households particularly. And along with the income support, it also provides insurance. The scheme includes a life insurance cover of 2 lakhs. This will cover both the cultivators and the landless agricultural laborers. Now let us understand what are the pitfalls or shortcomings in the RBS or the Rythu Bandhu scheme. The first one is the exclusion of sharecroppers and the landless. So this is one of the biggest problem. So under Rythu Bandhu scheme, the payment or the income support is intended only for the farmers who grow the crops, and it is based on the land ownership of the farmers. So definitely when land ownership is considered, those farmers who are landless, those who are tenants will be excluded. So this is a major shortcoming of the scheme. And secondly, the scheme is criticized for being regressive in nature. We have seen that under the Rythu Bandhu scheme, the Telangana state government provides 4,000 rupees per acre per cropping season. That is for the 2 cropping seasons. Suppose if a farmer has 100 acres, so he will be receiving 100 into 4,000 every cropping season. And suppose if a farmer has only 1 acre, he will receive 1 into 4,000. So this is regressive in the sense that as the land holding of the farmer increases, more will be the benefit of the farmer from the government. So this is a way by which government supports or the government benefits are more and much availed by the larger farmers or the farmers who have more land. And according to the statistics, 38% of the RBS or the Rythu Bandhu scheme payouts were given to the farmers who owned more than 2 hectares. Now let us compare KALIA scheme with that of Rythu Bandhu, and let us understand how KALIA scheme resolves the issues posed by the Rythu Bandhu scheme, or what are the benefits of KALIA scheme compared to Rythu Bandhu scheme. So we will see that many problems that are associated with the Rythu Bandhu scheme are being addressed by the KALIA scheme, which was implemented by the Odisha state government. The KALIA scheme has three components and it covers landowners, sharecroppers and also landless laborers and other vulnerable agri-based households. And KALIA is progressive as it makes a standard payment to all. And also KALIA is designed to deliver to small and marginal farmers, and all others are outside the ambit of the scheme. That means this scheme benefits a particular target. A targeted group is being benefited from the KALIA scheme. That means the target group here is small and marginal farmers. And other farmers, like farmers who are paying taxes or farmers who have a government job. So all of this category of farmers would be excluded from the KALIA scheme. And also KALIA has included support to landless for livestock or allied activities. Suppose if a farmer is landless, KALIA schemes provides provision for income support through livestock or allied activities. Farmers can avail the scheme and then invest in livestock rearing or any allied activities to get an additional income support. Now let us understand what are the key takeaways from both the schemes. The first one is robust list of beneficiaries. We can say that a list of beneficiaries which includes the vulnerable or those who are in need of assistance from the government and exclusion of those who are well off or better off is the foundation for any successful direct income transfer. So in order to make a robust list of the beneficiaries, government have to make sure that there is 100% financial inclusion because funds can be transferred directly to the farmers. And secondly, government should also use databases from census and other such type of surveys. Now, second key takeaway is that government, while implementing such type of direct income transfers, should ensure that it is able to balance the fiscal deficit. That means implementing such a direct income transfer scheme for all the farmers, that is on a pan-India basis, will have a serious impact on the fiscal deficit of the country because the expenditure side of the government will go up when the revenue will remain the same. So government must make sure that the fiscal deficit is balancing or the fiscal condition of the economy is balancing. It should not have a huge impact on the fiscal deficit. Now let us take an example. For example, if direct income transfer at the rate of rupees 4,000 as per the Rythu Bandhu scheme per acre twice a year, that is during two cropping seasons, Rabi and Kharif, if it is implemented on a pan-India basis, this will incur an expenditure for the government at the rate of 3 lakh crore rupees. So this will have a huge impact on the fiscal deficit of the country. Now, how can the government resolve this issue? For that, the state and the center need to share the funds, possibly in the ratio of 70:30. 70 by the center and 30% by the states. Now, third one is the alternative plans. That means if government needs to implement a direct income transfer on a pan-India basis, it have to do away with other subsidies or other benefits the government is providing to the farmers now. For example, subsidies on seed, fertilizer subsidy, electricity subsidy, such kind of subsidies needs to be done away with. So that resources or that finance can be used in implementing the direct income transfer to the farmers. And there is no doubt that there is much wider scope for direct income transfer compared to other policies or other schemes that support the farmers. Direct income transfer will have more beneficiaries. So it will have more reach in the form of more beneficiaries. It is less market distortionary in nature. For example, MSP. It is trade distortionary in nature, so it is less market distortionary. And sometimes the input subsidies like the seed subsidy, fertilizer subsidy, they are inefficient in nature. So all these issues can be solved to a larger extent by implementing direct income transfer. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your UPSC preparations, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page or you can email me at joyce.studiiq@gmail.com. Thank you.